Welcome back to the Lexi Hair Channel. My name's Deanna, and today's video is all about how to protect your hair from everything from the sun, to color, to heat, to sleeping, to damage, pretty much anything and everything that would want to take down the well-being of your healthy and glossy hair. So this will be kind of like a full encompassing guide, and I'm excited, so let's get started. Okay, the sun can be super harsh and damaging to your hair, especially if you have a sensitive scalp or thinning hair. So you want to make sure you get your hands on some zinc oxide sunblock and apply it to your scalp in the areas that are exposed to the sky and the elements. Or if you have thinning hair, just make sure that you apply some when it's sunny outside or even when it's just cloudy outside. Every day, for that matter, is a good idea. Apply the sunblock with zinc oxide on your part line or any part that is just vulnerable to the sun. It will help protect these areas. Speaking of sunblock, I recommend investing in hair products that you use in your everyday hair routine that have UV protection or SPF incorporated into that product. Here are a couple of my favorite hair products that have UV protection and protect your hair from the sun. If you have a sun protection hairspray, here are a couple tips on how to get the most out of this product. So first, on day one, after you shower and your hair is damp, you want to apply the product, spritz it all over, comb it through with a comb, make sure it's all evenly distributed, and then style your hair. Then on day two, when your hair is dry, just reapply the product to refresh it and restyle. If you have fine or thin hair, I would recommend spritzing the hairspray onto your hands and then applying it this way rather than directly just spraying your hair. But if you have medium or thick hair, you can spritz it all over from root to end, concentrating it on the most dry parts of your hair. The driest part of your hair are the parts that probably need the most protection from the sun. And also, don't forget to reapply the sun protection if you have gone for a swim, especially in a pool that has chlorine. This will probably strip your hair of that product and your hair is no longer protected, so just be mindful of that. Another great and easy way to protect your hair from the sun is to simply wear a hat, but this can be fun because you're gonna have a lot of fun accessorizing and styling and changing up your looks with different hats. And lastly, to maximize the protection of your hair during the warmer months, during the summer, is to cut back on shampoo sessions. When you overwash your hair, it tends to strip away the natural oil in your hair, and that natural oil just naturally protects your hair from the sun. You know, back in the day when we didn't have sunscreen, your natural hair oil would be the sunblock. So just be careful here and not overwashing your hair and just stripping your hair of that natural protection. Okay, let's talk about protecting our hair against damage. So number one, I always recommend implementing a hair care routine that involves 1 to 2 times a week a deep conditioner or a hair mask. And using a hair mask or deep conditioner will help nourish and hydrate your hair and kind of restore any damage that has been done over the week, prevents damage, strengthens your hair, all good things. So definitely invest in a good hair mask or deep conditioner and use it weekly. If you shower and rinse out your hair with hot or warm water, well, this is actually making your hair way more easy to break and fall out because you're weakening the hair follicles in your roots. So you want to make sure that you're showering and rinsing out your hair with cool or cold water if you can. If your hair is weak and very prone to breakage or falling out or anything like that, cold water is way less harsh on your hair and it will also keep your hair more shiny. So if you tend to suffer from a lot of breakage or hair fallout, shedding, instantly turn down that water to cold. Protecting your hair against damage also means just being physically more gentler. Is that a word? Being more gentle to your hair. So that means brushing your hair from bottom to top, not top to bottom, using a wide tooth comb rather than a comb with many bristles. That's a lot less harsh on your hair. And also, if your hair is really fragile, you don't want to be wearing your hair in tight top knots or hairstyles that are like pulling your hair back, anything like that. Just be physically a lot more mindful and careful with your hair. Something to be mindful of that helps protect your hair against damage is to not style your hair continuously every single day in the same exact hairstyle. So if you're parting your hair every single day the same way and constantly using the same techniques, well, it's actually stressing your hair and weakening the follicles because you're just stressing it all the time in this same hairstyle. Your hair grows tired basically. So you can avoid all this by just simply switching up your hairstyle, switching up your hair part lines every few days. Maybe you rock a middle part one day and then another time you go a little bit off to the side or something like that. Just change up the direction of your hair so your hair is not, overused or stressed in one way every single time. For a lot more tips on specifically preventing and protecting your hair against damage, we have a full video on this topic, so check that out. It's in the link description below. Let's move on to protecting our hair against heat. If you like using hot tools and heat styling your hair, I for one have used a curler this morning for this hairstyle. Try to reduce the amount of times that you style your hair this way to only once a week, or every other week. The less amount of times that you use heat on your hair or hot tools, the better. It's also definitely possible to achieve beautiful curls just like this and waves without using a curling wand or a hot tool at all. We've also linked below in the description box different techniques to get curls and waves without using heatless hairstyles. Next, if you are a fan of a hairdryer or you need it to style your hair every day, I would always recommend waiting till your hair is 70% air dried before you pick up that hairdryer. The less amount of time that your hair is exposed to that heat, the better. So instead of drying your hair right after you get out of the shower and your hair is sopping wet, wait a bit, wait at least half an hour, wait till your hair is more air dried, and then finish it off with the dryer. Always use heat protectant spray or a heat thermal product to protect against your hot tools and the blow dryer. So if you're going to use both, a straightener and a blow dryer, make sure that you apply the heat protectant before you blow dry and also after you blow dry before using the straightener or the curling wand. And also ones that can adjust temperature, because to get a beautiful wave or to straighten your hair doesn't always require 450 degrees. You can definitely turn it down and still achieve the same result without using as much heat and damage on your hair. Something a lot of people don't consider either is if you're using the same straightener or curling wand or hot tool after 5 years, well, the older the appliance is, the more likely that the temperature gauge isn't working and is not quite accurate. So after 5 years of using the same hot tool, I would replace it because it's going to be a lot safer and more reliable for your hair. Okay, let's talk about protecting our hair against dye or color. So the first hack I'm going to share with you is, right now I am wearing Lexi Hair balayage extensions, and my hair naturally does not have this beautiful caramel balayage painted highlight in it. It doesn't have this naturally this color, this texture, and I'm able to look like I went to the salon and got fresh balayage with just applying my hair extensions. So if you want to achieve a balayage or a highlighted look without touching color and protecting your hair against any damage, try opting for hair extensions instead, because you can literally just clip them in, clip them out, and there's no damage done. It's temporary, but you will always get this beautiful result. If you are someone that needs to go into the salon frequently to kind of touch up your roots or touch up your color, try to space out your appointments at least 10 to 12 weeks apart, and also ask your hairstylist to see if they can concentrate the dye just on your roots rather than your ends. You don't necessarily always need to retouch up your hair down here, and the more dye you use on there, the harsher, bleach especially. If you've got a dye appointment coming up, you want to prep your hair in advance. So a couple of weeks before your appointment, you want to nourish and hydrate and prep your hair and just make sure that it's as strong as possible. So that's using deep conditioners and hair masks and prepping your hair so that it's ready to receive that color. It's in tip-top shape. You're not entering that appointment with already damaged hair. And then on the day of your appointment, right before you go, I would use a clarifying shampoo to, strip your hair from any product buildup and just clarify your hair, clean it out, and make sure that it's, full tip-top shape, healthy, ready to receive that color. Hair dye also weakens your strands, so you want to kind of overcompensate with this by choosing hair products that are specifically designed for strengthening your hair. So shampoos, conditioners, any hair product that you use, choose the ones that are built to strengthen your strands. And also, if you dye your hair, it's important to make sure that your dye is filled with lots of hydrating water, protein, and also is rich in iron, minerals. If you're eating protein and iron-rich foods and also drinking a ton of water, well, from the inside out, your hair is going to be more hydrated, stronger. These are all great ways to protect your hair from the damage of color. Sleep is also a time where a lot of damage can happen to your hair without us even knowing it. That's because, if you're someone who moves around in their sleep a lot, you don't know what's happening with your hair. And also, if you're sleeping with a regular cotton pillowcase, well, there's a lot of friction happening. Your hair will be rubbing against the cotton. I always recommend to incorporate some silk into your night routine. So that's things like swapping your pillowcase from a cotton one to a silk one. This is a lot more gentle on your hair. There'll be a lot less friction, so that means a lot less breakage and damage. Or you could just wrap your hair with a silk scarf or bonnet and just, wrap it up, protect your hair so there's no damage and friction going on at night. If you are someone who likes to sleep with their hair up in a bun or up out of their face, instead of using a regular elastic, try to use a fabric scrunchie, or if you can find a silk scrunchie. Another good call to prevent damage from sleep for your hair is to apply a leave-in conditioner before you go to bed or a night treatment. This will protect your strands and you'll wake up with hair that's in a lot better shape. A big no-no is to sleep with wet hair. If you have wet or damp hair, don't go to bed yet. Sleeping on wet hair is even more friction is gonna happen. It's more damaging to your hair, more breakage, and plus you'll probably wake up with weird kinks everywhere, so go to bed with dry hair. For more tips on specifically protecting your hair against sleep, we have a full video on this topic, so check out the link below in the description box for that. Okay, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a big thumbs up. Let us know in the comments below, what is your biggest hair threat or issue? We would love to know. And if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe to the Luxie Hair channel. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.